All right, here we go. He's back in a Seahawks uniform after signing. Can you tell I'm excited? After signing a contract with the team through the end of the season, a lot of them is on the line as he prepares for the season finale. The winner of this game wins the NFC West and a chance at a first-round bye, while the loser has to go on the road for the wild card round. While FPI slightly favors the 49ers to win the game, one thing Seattle has going for them is the fact that the game's at home. Since entering the league in 2012, quarterback Russell Wilson is a perfect 8-0 against the 49ers at home with a point differential of plus 136. Bobby, what are you looking for in this showdown?
Well, they're bringing in, the running back class, it seems, of 2014. They're backfield 10. They're hopping in the DeLorean. They're going way back. You look at Robert Turbin. They brought him back. He'll probably have a bigger impact, I think, on the game. But Marshawn Lynch, the emotional energy, the way that this guy runs the football, the way that he's going to hopefully inspire the rest of his team, because this is a team right now, they're looking for answers on offense. Yep. They've got to find a way. They can't just put it all on Russell Wilson. And defensively, they're okay. I don't know if they're good enough. But if you look at Marshawn Lynch, last season he was not bad. He had 4.2 per carry, which puts him ahead of Austin Eckler. He's in the top 30 backs of this season in the NFL. So if he's in shape, he can come out and make plays, and not a ton. But if they can get him 8 to 10 carries, he has a classic beast mode run, maybe at home, up there, in Seattle that you love so much. Maybe they can get it done.
See, Bobby, here's where I disagree with you a little bit. I think Marshawn has to make a ton of plays. I don't know that 8 carries for 32 yards is enough. When I look at this Seahawks team, and when you peel back some of the layers and you really look at the Seahawks team, I think they're really a running team first. I don't know if sub 50-yard performance from Marshawn is going to do it. I say they're a running team because when you can run the ball, now the linebackers, you got to cheat up, which now lets Russell Wilson do what Russ does best. So I think Marshawn's going to have a huge day. I think he's the most important player on the field that game.
Ooh.
Yeah, you know what? I think he's going to have a big game. I think he will exceed people's expectations. The thing, though, that I really believe about this football game, that this is now the time for the 49ers to really announce their arrival. It's time for a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo to go into a hostile environment, regardless of how beat up the Seahawks are. We all know what that field is like. We know what CenturyLink is like. It's different now. It's a whole different decibel level that they mess around with up there. And he needs to go up there and show that not only are they a good running team, which Kyle Shanahan and his father before him, Mike Shanahan, can scheme up better than anyone, Jimmy has to show, along with Kyle, that they can throw the football around the yard as well as anybody, too, because they have got weapons. They have really, really upgraded the wide receiver position in particular. Deebo Samuel is a beast, okay? Remember that name. I think he will be a huge player in this game. George Kittle's always a huge player in the game. And Jimmy Garoppolo is one of those guys who right now is making people believe in San Francisco. I think they'll win the game.
Kittle, who was not in the last game, and obviously that makes a big difference. I don't agree with you that Marshawn Lynch is key to unlocking Russell Wilson's offense, but I do agree that he'll be an important piece in this game, and here's why. This Niners defense over the last few weeks, they're not the same Niners defense of the first few weeks. Actually have been the worst at opposing QBR recently, and you've seen mobile quarterbacks get outside the pocket, bootleg out, and tear them up on the outside. The way the Niners responded to Los Angeles was by setting contain. When you do that, you open up the middle to the run. You make yourself vulnerable. That's where Marshawn needs to step up if the Niners make those adjustments, Bobby.
No, I think that they'll be able to do that. I think he's going to be able to get something. I just don't know. The San Francisco offense, to me, is too good. They've got too many weapons. And this is what it's going to come down to with Jimmy Garoppolo. He was paid a ton of money. He's been injured. They didn't pay him all this money to get to this point and then go get a wild card. Yeah. This is why you were paid all of those dollars as a quarterback, not to get us to 12-4, to get us to 13-3, and be the guy that gets us that #1 seed. So we're playing at home, and everybody has to now come to us.
And for Jimmy G, to Lewis's point, this is a playoff game. Let's call a spade a spade. You're on the road, hostile environment. Yes, the playoffs don't officially start till next week, but this is the time for every.
Heisman-winning quarterback Joe Burrow and the Tigers are making their first ever college football playoff debut. So what do our analytics say about this game? Experience or not, LSU has a 67% chance to win the game over the Sooners, but Oklahoma under Lincoln Riley made the playoffs each of the last 2 seasons and has a quarterback in Jalen Hurts who has beat LSU 2 times while starting at Alabama. There's so many factors that could factor into why a team would win or lose a game. So I'm going to make this easier and at least a little bit more simple on you as we see the Sooner Schooner about to take a little practice run out here, maybe with the band. We'll keep an eye on that as well. Finish my sentence, though. And we start with you, Marcus. Actually, Joey, we're going to start with you. Hopefully you can hear me.
I got you.
Joe Burrow excuse me, LSU wins if. And obviously it's going to be about Joe Burrow because I stole your line.
Joe Burrow just has to be Joe Burrow. He set SEC records for passing yards and passing touchdowns. Come out and do what Joe Burrow has done all season long. And then, Spears, I still have some concern about your defense. Your defense has to play better in this game. Oklahoma's a really good offense. They can put up points if your defense doesn't play well.
LSU wins if, Marcus.
Just execute like they've been doing all season long. And look, LSU has shown the propensity that if that defense doesn't play well, we will outrun you to the finish line. So it's just one of those unconventional years where Oklahoma faces an offense as prolific. If we were coming into this game saying LSU hangs their hat on defense, this would be a different conversation. But the fact that this team averages 47 points a game and can put points on the board in droves, it gives you a little more confidence about what LSU can do.
Let's carry our game on here. Oklahoma wins if. Finish my sentence.
I think that's you, big dog.
Jalen Hurts rushes for 200 yards.
Well, listen, we're not following the script. I wanted your answer, but whatever, Joey, you don't get to play. Go ahead.
Come on, Spears, tell us.
Jalen Hurts rushes for 200 yards and multiple touchdowns. Number one, if he's rushing and churning out yards, he's keeping the ball away from Joe Burrow. And then he's doing what Jalen Hurts has shown us he can do at an elite level. And that's carry the football and win games with his feet. I think he has to have that type of day in order to beat this LSU offense, but more importantly, keeping that offense off the field for LSU by churning out yards on the ground.
And Jalen Hurts has 0 200-yard rushing games in his career. So Spears basically saying he got to do something he's never done before. All he has to do is really keep pressure on his defense, put up points like they always do, go fast like they always do. It'll matter in the second half, especially in the fourth quarter. If they go fast and keep this defense of LSU out there playing 90 plays and get them tired, wear them down. But I do think they're going to have to score 65 points to win this game.
Wow, 65 points. So who wins the game and why?
I'm going LSU wins the game. I think it's going to be a lot closer than people think because this Oklahoma offense is very good.
Yeah.
They put up points. I think they're going to try to keep LSU's defense out there, play a lot of plays, put up points. I'm going LSU wins, but it's going to be 66-64.
What they put up?
Golly.
What they put up? 28 against Baylor?
Yeah, something like
Baylor's a really good defense.
Okay.
No one's not said that about LSU this season.
LSU will win by a lot.
Since you left.
LSU will win by a lot.
that. Why?
Because this offense for LSU, and as much people talk about this defense, the last 2 weeks LSU's defense has been one of the best in the country.
Yeah, they've been outstanding against Georgia. Georgia dropped
and A&M
3 touchdown passes.
Yeah, listen, these two have plenty more to come on that game, but let's get to the other one in the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl. As the Sooner Schooner makes its way across the field, they're getting ready for this game here, but in the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl, it has a chance to be a very close game. Our own FPI actually gives Ohio State the slightest of edges as the reigning national champion Clemson Tigers take on Ohio State. They're a 2-point favorite in this one. These teams own the 2 longest active win streaks in the country, and Clemson has 28 games winning, and Ohio State has 19. Just remember, the last time Dabo Swinney faced off against the Buckeyes was in the 2016 playoffs in the Fiesta Bowl. That day, the Tigers came out on top 31-0, handing the Buckeyes coach Urban Meyer his only shutout loss of his head coaching career. Let's play our game again and see if Joey wants to participate this time around. One big thing. Finish my sentence, Marcus Spears. Clemson wins if.
If Travis Etienne has a big day. Like, this is, for as much as we'll talk about Trevor Lawrence, Justin Ross, and Amari Rodgers, and obviously T. Higgins, this is about Travis Etienne being able to keep this offensive team for Clemson moving down the field. He'll help Trevor Lawrence tremendously.
Yeah, Clemson has to control Chase Young. I don't think they can eliminate Chase Young. They have to limit his effect on this football game. I think if you watch the Michigan game, the Wisconsin game, both those teams at the end of the season did a pretty good job of making sure they knew where Chase Young was. If Clemson is going to win, they have to do the same thing. Don't allow Chase Young and his pressure to create turnovers, create 3rd and longs, get you in these situations where he can pin his ears back and come after you.
Another thing for me, Trevor Lawrence got to play mistake-free football, too.
Okay.
Like he's been doing.
Yeah, which he has second half.
He has, ever since October, basically, early part of October. Okay, Ohio State tasked with taking on the defending national champions in Clemson. Let's play the game with the Ohio State side. Ohio State wins if, Joey.
Justin Fields plays his best game of the season. And that's saying a lot because he's been outstanding. He's been a terrific quarterback, has the 1 turnover, but he still has to play his best game. I don't know the Big Ten championship game, when you go back and look at it, he felt like he played his best game. I think he's dealing with the knee injury, his first game back. Come into this game, make plays, take care of the football, and go downfield.
J.K. Dobbins. Remember that name. He's going to be absolutely huge. First of all, the guy's almost 2,000-yard rusher. When you start thinking about